This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Peguis First Nation has filed a lawsuit against its former chief. The statement of claim against Glenn Hudson raises allegations of kickbacks, giving cash gifts to band members, and what the nation calls other corrupt practices. And as the CBC's Bartley Kivas reports, the band claims the former chief also diverted funds intended for a monument to residential school survivors.
Glenn Hudson served as chief of Peguis First Nation from 2007 until 2015, and then from 2017 until 2023. When he lost an election, he's still contesting in court. In a statement of claim filed Friday with Manitoba's Court of King's Bench, Peguis alleges Hudson failed to act in the best interests of the First Nation and breached his duties when he served as chief. The band claims in the lawsuit Hudson made unauthorized transfers of funds, led the band to award contracts to companies he benefited from, treated the band's assets as if they were his own, and engaged in risky financing and real estate transactions. In the claim, the band says the nation suffered substantial financial losses, reputational harm, and erosion of governance integrity. The corruption that the defendant engaged in continues to have lasting negative impacts on the nation. According to the claim, Hudson made cash gifts to band members and invoiced the band for home furniture and vehicles. The band claims Hudson diverted $30,000 to himself from a grant intended for a monument to residential school survivors and influenced the band to award more than $20 million in contracts to an engineering firm he co-founded. The statement of claim alleges Hudson received kickbacks as part of this and other contracts, sometimes through cash in the guise of consulting fees, lavish dinners, gift cards, hockey tickets, and other forms of compensation. The claim also alleges Hudson didn't act in the best interests of the band when Peguis racked up $95 million in high-interest loans with a private lender, and when Peguis's real estate trust bought and sold land along Wellington Crescent in Winnipeg, as well as in the arm of East St. Paul. None of the allegations have been proven in court. No statement of defense has been filed. On Facebook, Hudson said he'll defend himself against what he called frivolous claims from current Peguis chief Stan Bird. Hudson said via text, "The focus of these claims against myself is mainly a negative campaign through the court system. It is focused on negative outcomes for the next election." Stan Bird took to YouTube Friday to address the lawsuit.
The decision to bring a lawsuit against a former chief was one that was not taken lightly by the council.
According to the claim, Peguis is seeking compensation for Hudson's alleged breaches and asked the court to trace any money, property, or benefits that were received as a result. Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Former Progressive Conservative leadership candidate Wally Dowdrich wants a seat in the Manitoba legislature. Dowdrich lost Abby Khan earlier this year. He is now seeking the Tory nomination in the Turtle Mountain constituency. That is where MLA Doyle Panouk has announced he will not run in the next election.
I carry the Conservative voice in Manitoba, and I've been approached by a number of people, for alternate, creating a new party and such. And I keep saying, no, this is still the best option to form a government from a Conservative perspective.
Dowdrich says he did consider running in the Spruce Woods by-election earlier this year. The Churchill businessman who lives near Morden says the timing is right and Turtle Mountain is close to home. Disgraced Winnipeg fashion mogul Peter Nygard's name is among those included in the latest batch of Epstein documents released by the U.S. Justice Department. The FBI and U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York sought an interview with ex-Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor for connections to the Canadian sex offender. An April 2020 letter from American authorities officially requested assistance from their UK counterparts in securing an interview with the former prince. The letter says evidence exists linking Mountbatten Windsor to both Epstein and Nygard in two separate sex trafficking investigations. Nygard was sentenced to 11 years in prison by an Ontario judge last year who described him as, quote, a sexual predator when handing down the sexual assault sentence. Two provinces, two sets of rules. One trucking company on the Manitoba-Saskatchewan border hopes it will get easier to do business across provinces in the new year. Alleviating interprovincial trade barriers has been top of mind in Canada in 2025, but some say there hasn't been much progress. The CBC's Rosanna Hempel reports.
This trucking company in the border city of Flin Flon, Saskatchewan, hauls gravel on both sides of the border. They're about 500 meters from it, forced to navigate two sets of provincial rules.
We're having to do two of everything a lot of the time.
Between safety and tax differences, there's also permits.
I always like to say we're a country made up of multiple little countries.
Robert McKean says his company is allowed to do business in Manitoba without a permit, but only within a 30-kilometer radius of the border. Anything further demands more paperwork, more money, more time.
Every province has small differences, but ultimately for a business, when you're located where we are, it makes a big difference.
The conversation around interprovincial trade barriers has intensified under American tariffs in the last year. Manitoba has signed memorandums of understanding with 5 provinces, including Saskatchewan, to make it easier to do business across provinces. Aaron Delinick with the Manitoba Trucking Association says despite conversations on aligning provincial regulatory requirements, his industry hasn't seen many practical changes.
It's my hope that this remains a priority. A lot of these discussions are not simple, they're very technical.
Delinick says the sector has long called for one national database and system to manage safety in trucking, instead of each jurisdiction regulating it separately.
Let's look at a way of ensuring that those high standards exist, but ensuring that they exist sort of evenly across the country, right? The provinces have to be willing, but Transport Canada also has to step up and, quite frankly, take responsibility for some of it as well.
Minister Jamie Moses, who oversees trade in Manitoba, says the province is committed to facilitating interprovincial trade while maintaining safety standards and continues to participate in a federal trucking pilot.
We've been working very closely with associations like the Manitoba Trucking Association to align differences in things like axle weights and signage and regulations.
The province says the National Council of Transportation Ministers is developing a memorandum of understanding on interprovincial trucking. Transport Canada says that MOU aims to cut administrative burdens, although it won't lead to immediate changes for day-to-day operations. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
The head of Manitoba's trade office in Washington says Canada's new ambassador to the U.S. will have his work cut out for him. Mark Wiseman moves into the role as the two countries are locked in a trade war. And a review of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Agreement, or CUSMA, is coming up. The U.S. wants changes to Canada's supply management system, including rules around dairy exports.
But agriculture exports, livestock, pork, grains, there is a push by many groups here in the U.S. to have mandatory labels of origin from Canadian livestock or Manitoba livestock coming into the U.S. Where Canada stands on that is a little unclear at the moment, so that's an issue he'll have to tackle.
Wiseman is a business executive with no diplomatic or government experience, but Richard Madden says Wiseman's background will be an asset when it comes to dealing with U.S. finance officials. Well, we have an important food recall to tell you about now. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency is warning that Pillsbury Pizza Pops have been linked to an outbreak of E. coli infections. So far, 4 people have been hospitalized and 20 others are sick. The agency issued the recall for various brands of pepperoni and bacon products sold in 760-gram and 2.85-kilogram packages with best before dates between June 9th and 14th of 2026. Health Canada says not to consume, serve, sell, or distribute the products. All right, here's a look outside on what turned out to be a fairly sunny afternoon here in Winnipeg. A bit of cloud cover hanging around. Let's get a first check on our forecast now with weather specialist Mickey Wolf.
Thanks, Riley. Well, we're still seeing quite a chilly snap across Manitoba, especially in northern Manitoba right now. Let's take a look at some of the active watches and warnings we're having. Just for the north, in Brochet and Dual Lake, we're having a yellow level cold warning tonight. Temperatures are going to be around -45 with wind chill for folks in far northern Manitoba. And looking at our skies, we've just got a little dusting of snow tonight, concentrated to western Manitoba, but we should be seeing a little bit more snow over the next few days. But taking a look ahead to tomorrow, it's looking just like clouds and sun, not so much snow. We're seeing those temperatures warm up a little bit at the noon hour, just up to -15 before things cool off just slightly, but hopefully getting in a good amount of sun and cloud. And Riley, I'll be back with our full forecast soon to talk a little bit more about potentially some snow in the next coming days.
All right, thanks so much. Still ahead, feeling the pinch this holiday season? Well, you are certainly not alone. Why some Canadian shoppers are forced to pull back on gift giving when we return. Welcome back. Well, from groceries to presents to travel, this can be an expensive time of year. And this holiday season, polling shows many Canadians are already feeling financial pressure. Jenna Benchitrit has more on how it's all affecting spending.
Just days before Christmas, many Canadians are under pressure. Not just because of the long to-do list, but the cost of it all.
I am not spending as much as last year, but I think that the gifts are more meaningful.
I don't really buy for a lot of people anymore. You know, you buy for your friends and maybe your nephews, but like some of your other family members, you're like, you can get some cookies this year.
More than a third of Canadians recently surveyed by Angus Reid say they're financially worse off now than they were a year ago. And those facing higher financial stress are especially anxious about affordability.
There are a lot of Canadians feeling a decent amount of financial pressure, whether it's from higher rents, higher grocery prices, mortgage payments, whether or not they feel secure, job security. They're worried about getting laid off or losing their job sometime in the near future.
The Canadian economy has fared better than expected this year, with unemployment recovering, GDP boosted, and headline inflation under control. But consumers are still feeling unease from the U.S. trade war.
They read it in the papers. They see it on the news, all the geopolitical issues, and they're saving more. They realize there could be a storm ahead.
And that could mean cutting back on discretionary purchases.
And the consumer is very deal-focused this year, even more than previous years, if that's possible.
A strategy clearly playing out among last-minute Christmas shoppers.
Really trying to look for a good deal, and that's what I'm prioritizing this year.
Aiming to keep the joy of the season without adding to another financial burden for the new year. Jenna Benchitrit, CBC News, Toronto.
Okay, so maybe someone you love is hoping for a drone under the tree this Christmas. Well, before you take it to the checkout, there are some important rules and safety restrictions that Canadians need to know, especially when it comes to where and how drones can be flown. Travis McEwen brings us that story.
Drones like this one are a good way to get video and pics from above. They've also become more accessible, with prices ranging from hundreds of dollars to over $1,000, making for an interesting Christmas gift. But there's some rules around their use, so here's what you need to know. Matt Matthews trains drone pilots. He estimates over a decade he's put a couple thousand people through lessons and says interest increases every year.
I get quite a few people that will ask, and they're like, hey, I bought this drone, and then after they bought the drone, they realize, oh, I can't fly it here, and I can't take it to a park, and I can't do this, I can't do that. So typically it'll begin with a Q&A where I'll kind of help give them some guidance.
Transport Canada requires a license for drones over 250 grams, and for pilots to register them. But micro drones are exempt, and they don't have an age restriction. Pilots still have safety rules to abide by. Transport Canada investigates reports of unsafe flying, and it could lead to fines, even jail time.
When you're operating a drone, you're a pilot, and you're sharing the airspace with other aircraft. That's why Transport Canada has a sort of a comprehensive framework of regulations to make sure that the safety risks that are associated with flying in that airspace are mitigated, and that people can enjoy drone use and can buy a drone for Christmas and fly it recreationally without endangering other aircraft or without endangering other people.
And some cities like Edmonton require permits to launch and land on public property.
The biggest thing that a lot of people don't know is you can't take your drone to a public event. So you can't take it to a parade, you can't take it to K-Days.
If you have a new drone, well, the sky's the limit, just within the rules and regulations, of course. Travis McEwen, CBC News, Edmonton.
The Salvation Army is hoping for a Christmas miracle this year. The organization says it's $127,000 short of its $350,000 fundraising target in Winnipeg. Money raised by the Salvation Army in Winnipeg stays in the city. It calls the shortfall at this time of year unprecedented.
We really need Manitobans, Winnipeggers right now to really step up for their community and make one last-ditch effort to show us that this Christmas miracle can really happen in these last 2 days.
Money raised by the Salian supports food banks and homelessness prevention. It also helps struggling seniors and newcomers. The Forks is reveling in a Christmas gift from a not-so-secret Santa. The province is gifting $3 million to revitalize the National Park's historic bridge. The Forks has been fundraising to reopen the bridge after structural assessments uncovered safety concerns in June of 2023, forcing its closure. The Forks says more than $9 million is needed for the improvements. It says discussions with both private and public investors for the rest of the funding are ongoing. All right, let's get another check on our forecast now. And it might feel a bit chilly out there, maybe a bit windy at times, but Mickey Wolf is back. And, you know, it's at least for the south, pretty seasonal for this time of the year.
Thanks, Riley. Well, things are looking still a little bit chilly, as I said before. Let's take a look at some of our daytime highs we saw across Manitoba today. Things are looking quite cold as we head north, especially in Churchill and Lynn Lake, down to minus 27, minus 26. But again, with wind chill, things are going to feel quite a bit colder. And then in the south, we've got temperatures warming up a bit, up to minus 11 for Steinbach. Taking a look ahead at our week, we do have a high pressure system that's just making its way out of the province, and we've got a little bit of clear sky, a little bit of cloud cover ahead for us on Wednesday. But then by the time we get to Thursday afternoon, we're seeing quite a bit of snow coming in, at least in terms of spreading across the province there, and potentially some rain for southwest Manitoba there. And by Friday, we'll have hopefully some cloudy skies, a little bit less snow by then. But let's take a look at the specific amounts. So by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, we'll see up to 3 centimeters for Norway House, but so far not too much snow. And then over Thursday into Friday is when we'll see the bulk of it. Again, Winnipeg's coming off scot-free here in terms of snow, but everywhere else we might see in that 1 to 5 centimeter range, and then in the PA we're going to see potentially up to 10 centimeters. But tomorrow is looking like a good day as far as Winnipeg dog walking weather. Things are looking mostly clear. We've got those mix of sun and cloud for Annie. If Annie makes it out there with Bill and Wendy, thank you so much, folks, for that one. Annie is 11 years old and she is ready for winter. If you'd like to see your pet featured, send us an email with a photo and a little blurb about your pet to talkback@cbc.ca. But taking a look ahead to the next 3 days, we might see a little bit of snow just in time for Christmas, just under that 1 centimeter amount. So enough to have a bit of a white Christmas for Winnipeg, but not so much so that you'll be stuck in your houses visiting with family. We've got those temperatures overnight tomorrow night down to minus 18, so a little bit chillier before things start to warm up a bit in terms of our overnights and our daytime temperatures going into Thursday and Friday. So again, Friday, we might see some flurries throughout the day, but we've just got a chance there still, so we could see clear skies. And Riley, I'll have more details about the extended forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Mickey. Keep that in mind, I guess, if you've got any travel north or west of the city. Well, there's all kinds of packages showing up on people's doorsteps, of course, around the holidays, but one delivery in Westwood this morning really stood out. Don't know if you can hear the dog barking there, but this guy was spotted out delivering papers this morning. The Tyrannosaurus Rex skillfully made his way up and down icy lanes in the city this morning. Neighbors were surely doing double takes watching him come up and down driveways in the area. The dog, though, as you may have heard there, didn't seem to like it too much. All right, from one thing to another, how about this on Jubilee Avenue as we head to break this AT-AT? Skillfully decorated. We have more ahead right after the break. Stay with us. From raging wildfires to the reopening of an iconic intersection, 2025 was filled with highs and lows in our province. Rising costs had many struggling to put food on the table, while a search once called impossible helped close a difficult chapter for some families. Brittany Greenslade has a look at some of the top stories that impacted people and the province this year.
It was the worst wildfire season in more than 3 decades. Red skies, smoke-choked air, fast-spreading fires left paths of destruction in their wake.
It's either my house is going to be still standing or, it's going to be gone.
Homes and cottages lost.
But you look to the forest behind me, it's just a barren black wasteland.
More than 2 million hectares of land burned across the province, forcing more than 32,000 people out of their homes, many into temporary shelters for weeks.
It's sad because we're being displaced from our homes.
Others stayed behind, trying to save their communities, some waiting too long. In Lac du Bonnet, people were boxed in as the fire moved quickly. Some were able to be flown out by helicopter.
Literally seeing a wall of smoke and flames and 50-foot flames, it was shock and devastation.
But others were unable to be saved.
At the time, wildfire conditions were deplorable.
A couple trapped inside their home with emergency crews unable to get to them. Richard and Sue Noel didn't survive.
And you're able to confirm our worst fears.
Now, months later, the work begins to ensure another season like this one doesn't happen again. A veteran Winnipeg police officer finding himself on the other side of the law.
We understand the damage this does to public trust. Trust which must be earned every day.
Constable Elston Bostock arrested and charged with numerous offenses involving drug trafficking, ticket fixing, and sending half-naked photos of a dead victim.
Tarnishing our reputation and eroding the public's confidence within our service.
Bostock has pleaded guilty to some of those charges and is still set to be sentenced. His plea is part of a deal that could send him to prison. The chief says the disgraced officer has been removed from the force. It was a war of words with President Donald Trump.
Canada's been very bad to us on trade, but now Canada's going to have to start paying up.
And repeated calls from south of the border for Canada to become the 51st state.
What I'd like to see, Canada become our 51st state.
He believes that Canadians would benefit greatly from becoming the 51st state.
I feel they have to become a state.
It came as Trump imposed wide-sweeping tariffs, and the battle between the two countries began.
Right now, I wouldn't bet against America.
Rhetoric that didn't sit well with Manitobans.
Betrayed, angry, disgusted.
It impacted businesses, and tourism across the border plummeted. Manitoba pulled American booze off liquor store shelves.
As long as I'm the premier, we are going to continue standing for the maple leaf, and we're going to continue shouting True North.
Patriotism for the country swelled, and the Prime Minister told people it was elbows up.
It's not for sale, won't be for sale, ever.
The trade war pushed forward a Buy Canadian movement across the country.
Well, here's those mini ones.
Here are the mini carrots. So that's $4.99.
Product of USA.
So we're out of luck.
But as the trade war continued throughout the year, it added to rising costs and increasing prices at the grocery store.
Dairy farmers.
Of Canada, quality milk. I guess that means it's from Canada?
And for many Manitobans, 2025 was a difficult year trying to make ends meet.
Mercedes Myron and Morgan Harris are coming home.
After months of searching, the remains of the 2 First Nations women were found at the Prairie Green landfill. Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron, both victims of a convicted serial killer, now home and properly laid to rest.
If people would have just listened to us and, realized that they are there, this could have happened a lot sooner.
It was a landfill search once deemed impossible, pushed forward by the perseverance of families who never gave up.
No family, no person should go through what we went through.
But for another family, that pain is still ongoing.
The landfill, it's not the burial ground for anybody.
For years, Ashley Shingoos's family didn't know what happened to her until she was finally identified as the fourth victim, Buffalo Woman. Now, a search at another landfill continues to find her remains.
We are going to bring Ashley home.
Another Manitoba community was left shaken, reeling, and trying to make sense of a mass stabbing.
There's so much sorrow in the community right now.
The attacks on Hollow Water First Nation left the tight-knit community in shock and heartbroken. 18-year-old Marina Simard was killed and 7 other people injured in the attack. The killer, Simard's 26-year-old brother, Tyrone Simard. He died attempting to flee the scene in a stolen car.
I'd ask the community to continue to pray for them, for their recovery.
Simard was out on bail at the time of the attack. This was just one case that had politicians pushing for bail reform all year long.
For that community, bail didn't work. And too often in our society, people are breaching their bail orders.
Winnipeg's mayor lending his voice, telling Ottawa it's time for harsher sentences for repeat violent offenders.
It's got to stop.
That violence is finding its way into schools. A 15-year-old student in Brandon fought off a masked attacker armed with a sword.
They thought I looked dead when I came out on the stretcher.
7 of his fingers nearly severed, and with deep wounds to his chest and thighs, staff and students rushed to help save him and potentially other victims. Police say it was a premeditated assault targeting people of color and immigrants. A 16-year-old boy now facing attempted murder charges. Schools and playgrounds are meant to be safe spaces, and the city says they are 2 areas encampments will no longer be allowed.
There are certain limits that should be no-go zones for encampments.
New bylaws ban tents around places like transit stops, bridges, and rail crossings. The city estimates there were about 100 encampments across Winnipeg this summer, with as many as 700 people living in them, some who have nowhere to go.
I want me here, just have to find me a place to go.
The city says that's the plan. Outreach teams are supposed to be finding people housing before cleaning up the encampments. But some say with the current housing shortage, the plan is falling short.
We're really just chasing the problem around the city rather than actually solving the problem.
Let's go! One problem that was solved, reopening an iconic intersection.
We're officially reopening Portage and Main to pedestrian traffic.
After 46 years of barricades, a labyrinth of tunnels, and a plebiscite that divided the city, Portage and Main reopened with fanfare this past summer.
I think getting access to the exchange and East Exchange is going to be great. I love it.
And the fear that it would bring longer commutes, unwarranted. According to city data, it's had little to no impact on travel times. What has had an impact for many others? Widespread changes to the city's transit network.
There's multiple types of changes. Some are bigger than others.
In June, the city overhauled transit routes, shifting and moving stops in an attempt to increase efficiency. But the blowback was swift, and the complaints came flooding in.
It takes so long for the buses to come.
Stops moved, eliminated, or too far apart. People left waiting, walking, or late.
Students are being skipped because the buses are overcrowded and they're late to class.
The city says it's listening and will be considering changes. And some say change can be good, like in Manitoba's north, where the prospect of expanding the Port of Churchill is a real possibility.
A lot of tires being kicked, a lot of studying going on right now.
The potential mega project also involves upgrading the Hudson Bay Railway, adding an all-weather road to Churchill, and a potential energy corridor.
Better jobs for our kids, better jobs for our grandkids in the future.
But there are concerns.
Things like drugs. If a road is developed into here, I truly believe we will lose our charm.
But the size, scope, and any potential timeline for the projects remain unknown, much like the year ahead. In 2026 comes a new year, new start, and new challenges. Brittany Greenslade, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Oh, what a reminder of what's happened in our province in the past year. Thanks to Brittany for putting that together for us. And it was edited by our Christine Gurniak here at CBC Manitoba. Looking ahead to 2026, here's something we know will be changing. Many Manitoba campers can expect to pay more. The provincial government says it is raising fees for yurts, cabins, and some other types of campsites. The NDP cabinet approved the changes but has not yet made any formal announcement. It is set to take effect January 1st. For example, the nightly fee for a yurt is set to rise from $65 to $65 from the current $56 fee. A 4-bed cabin in Camp Morton Provincial Park is set to go up to $85 a night from a little over $70 right now. And there will also be a new $10 fee for canceling camping reservations. People who cancel 3 days or fewer before, though, will have to forego their first night's fee. All right, let's take you to Japan now, where thousands of people gathered to participate in a traditional laughing ceremony. Participants laugh continuously for about 20 minutes in the belief that it brings positivity and hope. The tradition is rooted in Japanese mythology of the sun goddess, in which the goddess emerges from a cave after being enticed by the god's laughter. Organizers say the ceremony is not just about humor, but also about discipline and unity. This year, about 3,500 people took part. Still ahead for us, from open flames to color-changing LEDs, we will take you through a local exhibit showcasing the history of holiday lighting. Stay with us. We are back right after this. Welcome back. Well, how do you light up your Christmas tree? Perhaps you went with the small color-changing LEDs, maybe some old-school incandescents still kicking around the closet, or maybe you've retired your tangled string of lights, instead opting for a fancy laser projector, or maybe you're truly old school and go with candles. Just be careful with those. Well, Christmas lights have certainly changed over the last century, and at What a Season, a history of holiday lights, visitors to the Manitoba Electrical Museum are invited to walk down memory lane. CBC's Chloe Friesen takes us on a Christmas tree tour through the decades.
The first tree, what are we looking at here?
This is a tree from the 1880s to 1900s. It's typically decorated with dried fruit or fresh fruit even, and candles. You'll note that they're not lit at the time, but you've got popcorn strings, dried fruit strings, etc. People would spend an awful lot of time making the strings,
right,
and then light them around the tree on Christmas Eve.
So now we're in the 1920s to 1930s. What changes?
Well, if you notice, there's no candles on the tree. The light bulbs have now become, NOMA has created Christmas lights. And all the lights have little beads on them so that you can clip them to the branch solidly and make the candles, or the lights stand straight up and look like candles. So the emulation there was important. And the figurines are got a theme now. Santa Claus has become a character, and you've got more animated characters. The star at the top of the tree, of course, is a tradition.
Looks like we're having a bit more fun now.
Yeah, well, these trees, all of a sudden now you're into the 1940s and 50s, and the artificial tree has become popular. And this is what is referred to as a bottle brush tree. The reality is all the limbs are what they used to make bottle brushes out of. They're just painted green or made with green fibers. And they all stick nicely in the shaft.
And what are these?
The Christmas lights have got shields, reflective shields behind them, and just to highlight the light itself. They no longer look like candles as much. And the figurines are a little bit more cute.
They kind of look like flowers.
Yes, they kind of look like flowers, but.
And then we get into the tinsel as well.
And tinsel as well. The tree was really quite frustrating to put together. People will remember the wire, twisted wire that was painted purple, blue, yellow, and the different colors went at different levels.
All right, now we're in the 60s and 70s, and yes, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, 60s and 70s, you're into high science. This is the height of Star Trek. This is Rush to the Moon. This is, you've got to try and be very scientific. And they came up with the aluminum tree. One of the challenges with the aluminum tree is that if you put the lights on them, they would short out. They were dangerous, so they're backlit. So you've got the light that
the light's behind, it's not on the tree. So Reid, we enter the 2000s and there's a big change.
Yes, the big change is in lighting. We've moved to LED lights, where we've gone from incandescent lights, which were the traditional large bulbs with a filament that heats up.
Yeah, you can feel it, they're very warm.
They get quite hot. And we moved to equivalent light, supposedly, LED lights, which do not get hot. No. Each one of these are outdoor lights like that you put on your house as opposed to on the Christmas tree. But each one of these lights is a 7-watt light bulb. This string with 25 or 30 lights on it is a 3.5-watt string. So there are 2 strings for every light bulb.
Really, in terms of how much energy it takes?
In terms of the amount of energy that you can take.
Okay, and you can see it, like this one is spinning quite a bit faster
than this one, and they're hooked up independently.
Okay.
The couple of features that make it nice is if you're doing an outside tree, you can put like 7 of those strings together and put them all on one circuit without worrying about blowing a breaker, where you can't do that with this. And you don't have to worry an hour later that your hydro bill's going through the roof, because really you're running 4 light bulbs.
So interesting to see how, even though the technology has changed, the tree itself still looks fairly similar through the decades there. Well, let's bring Mickey back now. And Mickey, we saw some cold warnings in the province earlier. Is there any relief coming?
Well, again, we've got a bit of a cooler night tonight, but things are starting to warm up, albeit gradually. Let's take a look at some of the temperatures we're going to see across Manitoba in the next 24 hours. Tonight in southern Manitoba, we're seeing a bit of a chillier night, especially Swan River. We're going to see those temperatures down to -20, potentially a little bit of flurries there, but so far we're seeing temperatures kind of in that -16 to -18 range. Again, wind chill will make that feel quite a bit cooler, but so far the temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit. We'll definitely see that tomorrow, at least in southern Manitoba. Tonight, again, in very far north Manitoba, we do have that cold warning. Those temperatures we're seeing reflected here don't indicate the wind chill, so we will see temperatures down to -45 with wind chill for Tadoule Lake especially. Everywhere else, though, looking kind of in that moderate -23, -21 overnight temperature, if you can call that moderate. As we get into the day tomorrow, again, I'm still expecting to see that cold warning active for the very far northern parts of Manitoba, but we will see a little bit of sun and cloud to break up some of that chilliness as we get into the midday, and things will warm up quite a nice little bit compared to today, at least for southern Manitoba. We're seeing those temperatures stabilize around that -14 degrees. Hopefully the sun makes that feel quite a bit warmer for folks in the south. And our temperatures, as we look ahead to the province for the rest of the week, things will start to warm up by the time we get to the tail end of the week there. We're seeing those -30 and below temperatures start to really make their way out, and we're going to see those temperatures warm up kind of to that -20, -10 range by the time we get to Friday afternoon. As far as our wind chill, we're seeing a little bit of gusting, but so far we're looking at relatively calm winds for the week. Until we get to Thursday morning, we may see a little bit of gusting, potentially up to 50 kilometers an hour for Winnipeg. And as far as our snow depth right now across the province, again, the south is still looking like relatively moderate snowfall amounts, and then moving north, we're starting to see a little bit more snow building up, and I do expect that to increase as we've seen with a little bit more snow, especially for southern Manitoba. We might see some more snow in the coming days, but Riley, I'm just looking forward to that winter warm up we'll see just in time for the 25th and even for the 26th.
For sure. Thanks, Mickey. Well, this holiday season, Itrat Anwar, his wife Helena, and their 2 small children will celebrate the season like so many other Manitobans, with gratitude and joy for what they have. But Christmas for them is also bittersweet. It will be the 4th year that they've spent it far away from their loved ones. Helena fled Ukraine at the start of the Russian invasion. At the same time, she lost her mother. They both then left Itrat's family behind in Bangladesh to pursue a better life in Canada. The couple love the home they've built for themselves in Steinbach, but like many other newcomers, they say there's also a longing for those left behind. The couple spoke to Information Radio host Marcy Marcusa.
Yes, we are not alone in this. I believe many new immigrants are here who lives here far from their parents, their siblings, and it's hard time. But we are also together. We are also strong. We are celebrating the very special time here, the Christmas, and we would like to say that we are all together in this, and I believe we'll be okay.
Yeah. I want to say also one thing, like this family which come in need to join to community which is here. Like community have some program, they need to go there, or some friends invite, also not be alone at home like I said and stay at home. No, better go some places, go to your friend, then it will help us to join community, live in Canada and be happy.
What songs are going through your head? I'm curious because I grew up Ukrainian. I wonder if you sing the same songs.
We have some like songs. Нова радість стала, яка не бувала, над горою світить місяць.
Like if your family sees this, what would you like to say to them? And Helena, you too, what would you like to say to your families, your family in Bangladesh?
I can say like we wish Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone who listen us, and also like for who live in Ukraine, I always wish to them to be safe and enjoy the time together with family which we have.
Thank you both so much for speaking with us today and being so personal. Merry Christmas, Christos Restaitsia to you, Helena, and Yakuyu. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Well, still ahead, dreams take flight. How an 8-year-old ended up in the cockpit. We'll bring you that story in our daily lift. Plus, we'll have a look at your 7-day forecast. Stay with us. Well, growing up, you were probably taught to not play with your food, but in Gingerbread City, that is the whole point. This is the 6th edition of the Toronto Society of Architects Showcase. This year's Edible City celebrates all things Canada and includes replicas of the Toronto Public Library and Vancouver's Science World.
Well, we are seeing a bit of a Christmas time warm up this week, at least for Winnipeg. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Things are starting to warm up as we hit the 25th. We'll see those daytime highs around -7 and just a little bit of snow for Christmas. Before we get a little bit more moderate snowfall amounts Saturday, we might see 2 to 4 centimeters in Winnipeg. Then those overnight temperatures really start to cool down over the weekend. We'll definitely see a breezier day Sunday. We're expecting winds gusting up to 50 kilometers an hour throughout the day there. So with the snow, that might cause a little bit of blowing snow, but then things warm up by the time we get to Tuesday. So I hope everyone can enjoy at least a little bit of a warmer day on the 25th and 26th.
For sure. Thank you, Mickey. Well, Santa is not the only one taking to the skies this holiday season. In Nova Scotia, an 8-year-old boy has had one dream: to fly. And his dream come true is our Daily Lift. This is 8-year-old Spencer Metcalf co-piloting a private plane out of the Sydney airport. Now, this all started when a Halifax pilot heard about Spencer's affinity for all things aviation and offered to take him up into the skies around his hometown.
It was fun, and the best part was flying it.
To meet a pilot, I mean, he's met pilots, but this special pilot, Dimitri, really gave him his dream, put him up in that plane and let him hold on to that throttle and fly that plane. Not only flying the plane, but the view. He was just so in love with it.
So you heard there, he's met pilots. Well, Spencer is in fact a regular at the Sydney airport and was even given the honorary title as the airport's chief aircraft spotter. Spencer and his new pilot friend there, Dimitri, say they are now looking forward to their next trip in the skies. And what a magical moment that would have been for both of them. Thank you so much for being with us. We are here tomorrow for a half hour on Christmas Eve. I hope to see you then. Have a great night.